I think what's really unusual about this story is that while the scope of it is very complex, it's told in a very simple narrative of a man who's losing his memory and who suddenly finds himself on this mission. And the mission is to revenge this historic act of violence against his family. And so we're dealing with both his loss of personal memory, but it's also set against a sense of collective trauma. And the trauma actually has formed him in a very different way than the loss of memory has transformed him. There are two different processes that we're seeing at work. One is very immediate, and we're seeing the result, but the other one is refracted through decades of grief, decades of rage, and this need for justice. I love Hitchcock. I adore Hitchcock. I don't know if it's the most Hitchcockian, because I made a film called Felicia's Journey, which was actually an homage to Hitchcock, because the character in that, Bob Hoskins, was actually called Hilditch, which was a reference to Hitchcock, and we had scenes that were almost directly lifted from Hitchcock, like Suspicion and these other films. So I've been influenced by Hitchcock. I think what's amazing to me about Hitchcock's influence is this idea of there's a kind of an irony and kind of a dark humor that kind of like filters through. And he's a great observer of human perversity. And this is a very perverse story. Unquestionably, this is very perverse.